Welcome to the iconic Ghost House, an ethereal sunken home built in 2018 and inspired by the work of world-renowned Japanese architect Tadao Ando. Now today I'm going to be taking you on a full tour and introducing you to the coolest owners, Lorna and John. I'm Summer and you're watching The Luxury Home Show. The property was built with a very limited palette of poured in situ concrete, matte black steel and glass. Now from the ground level, the house is actually barely visible because most of the living spaces are down below, with the principal suite sitting above in that space just over there. And where I'm standing right now, beneath me is a cinema room with some really cool red seats. I'm so excited to show you. Then out here, either side of me, we have two shallow pools, which are dyed black to reflect the light of the house at night. Lots of off-road parking here, but something really cool. Just over the fence, I'm going to take you closer. Next door is the invisible house, just over there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it has a mirrored reflection. And the invisible house was the property Lorna and John were originally viewing before they purchased the Ghost House.
We've lived here, it's been a year now, hasn't it?
Yep.
We bought this in May 2023. I am a content creator, so I do a lot of content in the house. Trying to, anyway.
Yeah, I worked for one of the big four banks for 35 years, I think. And in December 2022, 23, I stopped working for them. And now 100% of my time is spent supporting you.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't before, but it certainly is now.
So we first discovered the Ghost House in, was it 2018?
You did, yeah.
It had just been built and there'd been an article about it in the Daily Mail. I'll never forget it because I put it on my Instagram stories saying, this is like my dream home. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
And then we actually came to view the house next door, which is beautiful. It's like a mirrored glass house. I texted the owner before we arrived saying like, we're on our way, and he said, just park on my drive because there's more space. We pulled into the Ghost House drive and we were both like, well, you weren't, I was.
Yeah, you were very excited.
I was like, oh my God, it's that house. That's like my dream house.
To be perfectly honest, I was never going to buy it because I just didn't want to live in a sort of glass cuboid house. But then when we got back on the drive with Steve, the owner, and you said...
I think I said, would you sell your house? And he was like, yeah, I would. But he let us view it on the spot.
Yeah.
It was immaculate, wasn't it? It was so tidy. If I'd let someone come round here without knowing beforehand.
I know.
And then you said...
I said, well, you could never afford that. And he says, well, if you can afford that one, you could probably afford this one. And then the negotiations began. I said, well, all right, we'll go in for an offer at this. And, you know, and Lorna said, no.
Just give him the asking.
Give him the asking. Don't mess this up for me. And that was it, wasn't it?
Steps lead you down to a subterranean courtyard. The house has 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and spans over 5,500 square feet. Now, the property got planning permission under something called Paragraph 55, which allows for exceptional homes to be built in rural locations. Now, we're just in front of the front door. Let's head on in. Welcome inside. The first thing you're going to see are these sets of stairs which lead you to the main bedroom, which is actually my favorite space. I'm so excited to show you. Now, look at this, a 25-foot long kitchen island with black marble. This is incredible. And it's so different because there's no cabinets on the walls like in a traditional house. This is the main kitchen. And you've also got charging stations set within to charge your phones. And look at these pink sofas. These are gorgeous. I'm going to come back to this space later. You've probably also seen this sheep. How cool is this? The interior is very minimal. And obviously there's a lot of concrete. Let me just quickly take you to this space where there is a 20-foot high void between this black crystal glass and the wall of the principal suite. So much natural light floods through. There's also a garden. I'm going to show you that later on. Over this side, back at the kitchen, we have a Siemens hob and 2 ovens down below. Now I'm going to walk you through to the dining space. A beautiful black marble table from Atelier 278, a pop of colour on the wall from the art piece, and look at these LED lights. From the ceiling, down the wall, This is Racco lighting, which you can control from your iPad. And just behind me around this corner is the guest powder room with a really industrial design. There's so much to explore. I'm so excited. Let's head to the living space with the pink sofas. And I've seen these a lot on Lorna's Instagram and TikTok. So comfy. Beautiful color, and these are the 2004 original B&B Italia Tufty sectionals. I believe Lorna got these reupholstered to this beautiful baby pink color. Now up here we have the TV with the luxury home show on. Remember to click join down below. We filmed an exclusive behind the scenes episode today with Lorna and John, and all our other house tours are gonna have behind the scenes episodes. And the join button is just below this video next to subscribe. Over here we have this beautiful huge mirror with this black console table. And this light over here, you can switch it from a cool tone to a warm tone, which I thought was cool. And then over here, we have a beautiful candle from Lorna's brand, LA Space. And the candle is called Ghost 98, which is very fitting for the house name.
Well, LA Space launched in October of last year, and it's a fashion brand essentially, but we're moving more into lifestyle already because it kind of sums up the house, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But we'd been thinking about me launching a brand for a long time, hadn't we?
I think that was your ultimate dream, wasn't it?
I think when I first got with my manager, and we're going back like 7 or 8 years ago, when she asked me, what's your plan? And I said my end game would be to own my own brand, you know, have a vision and create it. So to finally get here is brilliant, isn't it? Mm. So we met in, what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
We met in a bar in Brighton. Do you remember? And I was cabin crew for Verge at the time, and I'd done the flight with this guy who lived in Brighton, and he was on a night out with John.
He said to me, do you want, I've just returned from a trip with those girls over there, do you want to go and see them? And I saw Lorna, and she had this incredibly sharp fringe. And I said, do I want to go over and talk to him? So, of course, that was it. You know, I sort of went over, and I was convinced it was a charity job on her part, because she actually spoke to me all evening, or I talked at her.
He wouldn't leave me alone.
Absolutely taken with you, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were lovely.
And then at the end of the evening, I said, oh, can I give you my number? No, can I have your number? And she said, the classic thing, no, I'll take yours. And I thought, definitely a charity job.
Really?
Yeah, no, I thought, I'll never hear from her again.
So I got back to my flat, and it was really like, I was a bit drunk. And I remember thinking, I'm going to text that bloke. So I texted you. And then we arranged a date, didn't we?
I wasn't used to texting, let's put it that way. Certainly sort of girls that I hardly knew. So I'd send about 4 pages of narrative, and sort of, we can go here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it literally went, and looking back on it, one idiot. But anyway, said option 2, 8 o'clock, and that was it.
Yeah, I did.
Wasn't it?
I was quite cool back then, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were actually. She made me, what's that modern expression? Graft. Oh God, did I have to graft?
You did graft.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
Coming out of the living space, I'm going to show you the ground floor bedrooms and cinema room. But first, let's take a moment at this black crystal glass which surrounds the subterranean courtyard where I started the tour. Now, we are actually 3 meters underground, but there is so much natural light in this space, and you can actually see the principal bedroom, which is so beautiful. I can't wait to show you that. I will be going there soon. But first, I'm going to take you into the guest bedroom. And as I mentioned, there's a lot of symmetry. So there is another bedroom on the other side, but that is Lorna's private office. So I won't be showing that in today's tour. Let's go on in. The furniture in here gives a mid-century vibe and definitely warms the room because the concrete does have an industrial feel to it. Now let's take a moment. This TV in the easel, so it literally looks like a painting. Then the Hermes boxes as bedside tables. Now you just know the owners are super trendy and cool when you see stuff like that as bedside tables. Then over here we have a courtyard bringing lots of natural light in, and there's also a garden wall which definitely helps bring greenery into the space. Now my favorite part is the dressing room. You ready? This is shoe heaven. Oh my gosh. I had a moment in here earlier just admiring every pair of shoe. This is literally heaven for shoe lovers. Now we've got the ensuite just through here. So these are thick black doors with frosted glass for privacy. Now come on in. So we have a mix of white tiles and the concrete wall here. And then we have dual sinks, very Victorian feel, and then the brushed brass to give more vintage vibes. Now I'm going to show you the cinema room with some really iconic red seats. Back out in the corridor, we have an LED strip light going all the way around, and the concrete was actually made from a mix of local sand. And there's actually 2 entrances to the cinema room, so I'm going to head through this door here. Tom's going to head through that one, and I'll meet you in here. Here we go. So there's chipboard on the floor, which I think Lorna might change to carpet. But look at these red chairs. How iconic do these look? These were custom made, and each chair has a little table with a cute little light. There's a huge projector screen to watch the luxury home show tours on. And in terms of location, we're around 8 miles away from Leamington Spa and Stratford-upon-Avon. And this is the county that Shakespeare was born in, for my international viewers that kind of don't know where we are. And we're roughly 2 hours away from London. Now, let's show you the main bedroom. Before we head into the main bedroom, I wanted to stop and show you where we are. So that is just outside where we started the intro of this video, and we're essentially on ground level now. And this bedroom has 2 entrances, so one on the left side of the house and one on the right side of the house, hence there being 2 staircases. Now, first up in this bedroom, we have this huge custom-made mirror, and the light well is just above. So great lighting to check your outfits out in the morning. Then over here, we have a chair from a company called Pure White Lines. Now let's swivel around and show the bed. This bed is from a company called Indoor, and it's actually a storage bed, which I love. And look at these gorgeous big bedside lamps. And either side of the bed, symmetrical of course, are hippo chairs. Now Lorna and John added the curtains to this room, definitely gives it a bit of warmth. And there's also a Sonos sound system. There's actually a hidden door in here. We've got an ensuite and dressing room. So can you guess where it is? Behind the curtain somewhere. Whee! How cool is that? So you can actually hide the door with the curtain. Let me take you into the ensuite. It's got a Victorian feel in here, similar to the bathrooms that I showed you downstairs. Dual sinks again, and this beautiful brass vintage mirror. Now, Lorna and John are thinking of maybe changing this bathroom. Lorna likes the pink marble style, so let me know in the comments what you would do if this was your house. What sort of style bathroom would you go for in here? Now, let me head back out and show you the dressing room. Again, I've hidden the door, but I'm going to show you where it is. It's here. Right, just remembering which way the curtain goes. So Lorna hasn't finished this dressing room, so it's not finished, but I thought I'd still show you the space. And Lorna is so trendy and cool. This is like clothes heaven, similar to shoe heaven downstairs. But yeah, you could do a lot with this space, lots of storage, lots of clothes. Now to finish the tour, let's head outside and show you the garden. Welcome outside to the garden. So this has had the biggest transformation. I'll pop a photo on the screen of what it looked like when Lorna and John first bought the ghost house. But now you can see there's so much greenery out here. First up, we have 2 sunbeds. And then over here is an outdoor shower. And you might be thinking, why is there an outdoor shower when there's no pool? But John, when he likes to sunbathe in the summertime, it gets too hot, you know, when you get all sweaty. Just cool off in the shower. I think that's a great idea.
I've always loved being sat outside during the summer because I love the sun. And I thought, no, we're going to throw a bit of my inheritance into it, didn't we?
I think what had happened was at the beginning of last year, his mum had died in the February, and she'd left you a small amount of money, hadn't she?
Yeah.
And we were like, we need to do something with it that's meaningful to her. And she loved the garden. Like, she loved gardens anyway, didn't she? Yeah. So when you suggested, let's use the money for that, it made complete sense. I
had medical condition just after we moved in. So I stopped work, my mother died, and then I was diagnosed with cancer. So I had a bout of chemo. And I can honestly say, having 8 very large guys traipsing through every day, sort of like building something that was a bit special, really, really was a great panacea for that. Yeah. It's a great diversion, wasn't it? Yeah, it was smashing. I think what they've created is beautiful. It's a real oasis. Yeah. And it's way more than ever I could have imagined it to be.
Then over to this side, we have the outdoor kitchen. We have a hot and cold tap. This is a Gosney pizza oven. Oh, can you imagine making pizzas out here? That would be incredible. And this is a Sunstone dual fired. I think you can use gas, but then cook on the timber. I'm not quite sure, but I think that's how it works. Wood smoke, yeah. So That's cool. Then over here is an ice maker. You put that on for 30 minutes and you've got loads of ice. Then a drinks fridge too. So definitely a garden for hosting parties. Then over here we have quite a large table. And what's cool is there's lights up here and above the other seating area that when it's dark, all the wires kind of disappear into the darkness, so the lights look like they're floating. And the plants are actually growing vines over the wires, so it will actually look like the lights are being supported by the plants. And this garden was designed by Rosebank, who have done some incredible properties, and they've actually done some work on some of the Queen's gardens too. Now I'm going to head over to a very cool space, which I can imagine everyone hanging out at night with the fire on. This would be an awesome place to sit with your friends in the evening because this house comes alive at night. So we're gonna cut to the front of the house and show you what it looks like at nighttime. And here it is at night. How incredible does this place look? It was designed and built by Steve Smith, who also did The Invisible House. Now make sure you hit join to watch the exclusive behind the scenes vlog that we filmed today, and also the extended version of Lorna and John's interview. Now I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, so please hit that subscribe button for future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.
In 2003, nightlife entrepreneur Steve Smith discovered a unique opportunity to buy a property that came with additional land, and there the dream was born to not just build one, but two extraordinary homes.